the good life. Jeff wants you to look good, feel good, and live good. I'm Eloy Gomez, I'm the CEO of Mr. Jeff. The story of Jeff began in 2015 when me and my friends Adrian and Ruben wanted to create a business that changed lives. After half market research, we said, guess we got it. We realized the laundry sector had not evolved to the 21st century. While people was buying, listening music, renting a flat, or finding love through mobile apps, laundries were still in the street with no technology. So we got down to business and offered them the solution, Jeff. Now, Jeff is the first super app that offers daily services, making people's life easier. You can book laundry, beauty, or fitness services from Jeff app. But Jeff is more than that. We decided to return to the neighborhoods what digitalization took away from them, and we create a digital franchise model. However, the road to get here has been like a roller coaster. Firstly, we created the tech platform to connect laundry services with users. After, we want to control the logistic step to offer and guarantee the best experience to our customers. So finally, we realized that combining franchise model with tech platform was the perfect business match to offer the best possible service to our users. We choose a franchise model that allows us to scale faster and with better quality for our end customers. Today we have more than 2,000 Jeff points in more than 30 countries from Asia, Latin, Europe to Africa. Well, we started just 3 friends, end of 2015. Now, almost 4 years later, we are 500 Jeffs of more than 25 nationalities. So we are really proud of the team that we have built so far. Definitely, we try to create a Jeff culture to provide the best possible service to our customers. Jeff will not be just one solution. Jeff wants to become an ecosystem. We see that the future will be around 40 to 50 ecosystems in the world, and we want to play a role there. This is our third company. We have successfully sold the 2 first, and now we have a clear vision to go to IPO, be a public company next 3 to 4 years.
Thank you for that video, Kanika. Friends, a very good evening to all of you. I welcome you all to the webinar this evening. I'm Sonia Chaudhary, MD Franchise India. And in this webinar, I'm also joined with me by my colleague, Mr. Mayank Sharma, who's leading the project of Mr. Jeff for India. And friends, the opportunity that we are presenting to you is that for a market entry, wherein the company, you saw a very short video on the opportunity. And I'm also happy to announce that Franchise India has partnered with Mr. Jeff as a country developer. And our company, Franchise India, has been in the industry of franchising for the last nearly 24 odd years. And we've been working with a lot of companies to help them come to Indian market. We have been working with hundreds of Indian clients to help them expand on one side. And at the same time, we work with, I would say millions of investors to help them, buy or choose a right business opportunity. So this is what our company has been doing in the last more than 2.5 odd decades. And when this opportunity of Mr. Jeff, came across, and rather this company wanted to enter India, and we felt it's a great category for us to partner with. And that's how we partnered with the company, Mr. Jeff, because we believed this was an opportunity, this was a company, this was a category which had a lot of my own, as a company's conviction and belief. So at Franchise India, while we manage and we work with some of the leading top companies in the world, in the country, from startups to unicorns to blue chip companies, we work across all segments and categories. But unless, we have our own conviction, belief in certain businesses, we never undertake to become partner with these companies. And when we do that, I would also say we are very extremely sensitive. We are also very selective at the same time in choosing what we want to present to our big audience, because apart from just presenting this opportunity, our company also has a very big responsibility that we carry for when we work with investors or business buyers like you and companies on one side. So we also are very responsible in educating you what is the right business opportunity for you to take. So while I'll take you through, a presentation of what we are bringing to you today, but friends, my request to all of you would be, we make this session interactive. And if you have any questions on the business opportunity, you please use the Q&A box, and I'll be more than happy to answer that for you. And maybe I'll request all of you if we can interact, because this session is not just about me presenting the opportunity, but more I know about you. It would be helpful for me and also, Mayank, to understand your interest areas and also help you with the answers. And apart from this, we are also happy to do any one-to-one discussions with you, calls with you, offline, physical meetings. While we are based out of Delhi, but we have offices across India. So before I get started, friends, I request again, let's make this interaction engagement very, very interactive for the next 45 odd minutes that we have with each other. कोई भी आपके questions हैं, please लिखिए. I will try and answer all your questions in the time that we have. And if you come with any experience in franchising or running a business, please Q&A में जाके लिखिए. Any business that you're running, even if you're working, last couple of times, I've done these webinars and I come across a varied audience. Some of them have experience in laundry, some of them have been maybe, exploring opportunities in this category. But anything to do with this industry or not, or you working, anything that you want to share with us, please use the Q&A box, and I'll be more than happy to take and maybe read out that. And before I begin with the presentation, friends, I'll give you a little perspective also on Mr. Jeff. Now, this is a company, it is an international brand which is based out of Spain, and also not just international for the sake of it, but it's a very successful global brand. And they actually wanted to come to India, but they firmed up their plan only last year. And all these years, ever since the company started, franchising, I would say, they were entering many countries every year. On an average, they were entering the more than 7-8 countries every year. And the opportunity of India came in when they entered the world's biggest market, which is America. Last year, in April 21, they signed up with a company called Clean Ventures. And Clean Venture is a venture capital fund. So imagine a venture capital fund has partnered for expansion in America. And this company invests only in companies which are at the growth stage, which means that they might have reached some significant level of their expansion. Only then a company like Clean Ventures would partner with any company to expand. So they've partnered with them for America. And, every month, every day, I've been reading their news on LinkedIn. This company, even in America, have been expanding very, very extensively. And this, example I'm giving to understand a little bit on the pedigree of partner Mr. Jeff has across the world. And the last couple of years, this company has been rather expanding very, very aggressively, including the last 2 years of pandemic, which was not very good on the industry, maybe, professionally, business economy wise, very bad years and rough years. But these 2 years also the company maximized, they were penetrating all across, they were rather strengthening also their penetration or their, reach in these markets. And also in this period, overall, this company has raised about 150 million, dollars. But the last year alone, during COVID, they raised about, 18 million pounds in Series B financing round. And this financing round was led by a company called All Iron Ventures, and which also had investors from companies like Alibaba, we know the name, Dropbox, another, tech company, Uber, tech company, Stripe. All these are, tech companies which also have invested in this company. So they have been entering various markets, like I mentioned, and even some of the biggest markets like Brazil, they entered the market, they consolidated the entire market, they acquired the biggest laundry chain in that region in Brazil, which is Lava Leva is the name of the company. Agar aap Google bhi karenge, aapko mil jayega. So they acquired the biggest chain and they consolidated a very big market, a very important market. So they've been, rather expanding in organic, both by acquisitions and also by franchise expansion. And I would say the brand is a very, it's the fastest growing brand in the world across all categories. So when I say it's the fastest growing brand across all categories, I'm not saying कि laundry का सबसे बड़ा chain है across the world. Rather, talk about any segment, the pace at which this company is growing is commendable. On an average, they've been adding almost about 80 to 100 franchise partners across the world. And there are two things which the company has focused, which is convenience and technology. If you heard Eloy is the founder of the company, very young entrepreneur, is just about 30 years old. But when he started the company, he must be about 25-year-old then. And the two things which they focused on, one is convenience, the other is technology. And that's what they made as the core of their business. And through this, convenience technology, they have actually transformed the way the people do laundry. and also they have actually transformed the industry at large. If you heard him in the video, he said, we're not giving you one solution, but we are creating an ecosystem of convenience and technology. So which means everything which touches the life of a consumer, they want to make it easy. Now, on the laundry segment, I would also, give you a little bit background on how this industry has evolved over the years. Now, this industry, when at laundry, it has been a very unorganized industry, and so is it today. But the last 5-6 years, there's a big consolidation which has started to happening, and the share of I would say organized chains have started to increase. And this is not just a trend which you see in India, but it's also a global trend. That's what is also happening across the world. Now, taking the Indian example, when we look at the segment or the industry at large, currently, and this industry is even bigger than many mainstream industries. कई बार हम बात करते हैं beauty and wellness की, this is about $9 billion industry. Diagnostic की बहुत inquiries, franchise India, my other part of the company, they get a lot of leads, diagnostic में कुछ खोलना है. That is almost about $28 billion dollar industry. Even a category like a fast food is almost $6 billion industry. But जो ये laundry वाली category industry है, this is almost 35.82 billion, and it's growing. This should be, if I take the average growth rate, and this was the number that was 2 years back, this industry has been growing. So this number should be at least about 37 point some billion dollars today. So which is even bigger than some of the mainstream industries, is what I'm trying to maybe put my focus on. And this industry has also evolved, like I mentioned, the last couple of years. Now, over the years, washing clothes has also transformed into a full-time business. It is no more just a house-based job where we used to do just cleaning of clothes at home, but it's become a full-time, business model. Originally, there was, one segment, which is Dhobi segment. But when I speak in the times that we are in today, there are overall 3 segments, because आपको थोड़ा समझना पड़ेगा ये segment क्या थी laundry की, how this has transformed, who are the critical players maybe segment wise. So एक segment जो है बड़ा primitive segment धोबी segment है, still working in some locations, जहाँ पे एक धोबी आता है, he would collect your clothes and go and wash these clothes at some location you would not know, and obviously these are not hubs जहाँ पे कपड़े जाते हैं. It is still working in some locations, बहुत ही unhygienic तरीके जिससे कपड़े धोए जाते हैं. Second, जो ये model जो evolve हुआ, ये industry evolve होके second phase में गई, and that phase is what we call as industrial laundry, where we have big factories where these companies have small collection points. So एक बड़ा factory unit होता है जो थोड़ा outskirt पे होता है, जहाँ पे बड़ा unit लगता है, बड़ी machines लगती हैं, और ये companies क्या करती हैं, अपने city के अंदर छोटे collection centers डालती हैं, और ये collection centers from the household, they would collect clothes, and सारे कपड़े इकट्ठे होके उन बड़ी machines में जाते हैं, hub में जाते हैं. So we call it hub and spoke model. So ये जो आपके छोटे collection centers हैं, collect करके बड़ी machines जाते हैं. Again, when I say bigger machines, ये बड़ी machines छोटा load नहीं ले सकती, आपका 10 किलो का लोड नहीं ले सकती. They would have bigger loads. So अगर बड़ा लोड है, इसका मतलब ये है कि इस लोड में more than 2-3 family load goes in the same machine. So आपके कपड़े इकट्ठे धुलते हैं, there's mixing of clothes, again not very transparent way. Third, जो ये मॉडल इवॉल्व हुआ है, ये laundry model है, which I would say is a more hygienic way of cleaning. And here the entire process happens at the store. सारा का सारा process, चाहे वो आपका picking है, store पे आता है, cleaning है, आपके सामने कपड़े धुलते हैं, tagging है, delivery, everything, even ironing, everything happens at the store. ये किसी भी और location पे processing के लिए नहीं जाता है. And this model is something which has gained a very big pace in the last 6-7 years. Globally also ये वाली category बहुत बड़ी बनती जा रही है, right? So if I look at also the kind of time that we spend, maybe a family of 4 people at home, on an average we spend 7 to 8 hours हर हफ्ते हमारा ये time जाता है just to manage our laundry, and this is becoming a very big pain point. On an average, a household would spend almost about 2,000 rupees only on managing and doing their laundry. एंड जिसमें टिपिकल कॉस्ट आपकी एक तो मशीन की कॉस्ट होती है, उसमें डेप्रिसिएशन आप ऐड कर लो. दूसरा, यू आल्सो यूज सम डिटर्जेंट्स, 200-300 रुपए उसके आपके लगते हैं. तीसरा आपका धोबी, व्हेन आई से धोबी, वी यूज हिम फॉर आयरनिंग आवर क्लोथ्स. एनीथिंग बिटवीन 500 rupees to 700 rupees we spend on getting our clothes ironed. And apart from that, we also have some shared resource or domestic help. उसका अगर मैं रिसोर्स का कॉस्ट लगाऊं तो 400-500 रुपए उस पर भी कॉस्ट लगता है. right? So all these cost put together, हमारा 2,000 रुपए का किसी भी 4 लोगों की फैमिली का ये cost minimum लगता है, which includes our cost on the resources and also the machine depreciation cost if I have to do that. Now when we have all that, a machine, a person to help at home, the ironing guy at our disposal, but still what we don't get is convenience, because all that we do is still not very convenient to us. Reliability नहीं है, quality control हमारे हाथ में नहीं है, and hence this turns out to be a very big opportunity and also business case for anybody who's looking at this segment. If you look at the last many years, and I'm sure अगर आप ये segment explore भी कर रहे हैं, आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारी companies आई भी हैं, कई grow हुई हैं, कोई नहीं भी grow हुई. There have been more than 100 startups which have came up, which have actually come up in this space in the last 6-7 years, and nearly 20 startups were funded in this space. But अगर मैं 20 companies के आपसे भी नाम पूछूं, in spite of the fact the funding has come in, आप ये 20 companies के नाम भी नहीं जानोगे, because these companies have not seen the light of the day. And on top of that, इस category में कोई भी international player नहीं है. If I talk about F&B, अगर मैं किसी भी category की बात करती हूँ across all industries, these are the top international players. हिंदुस्तान के ये आपके players हैं which are national players. But in this category, there is no international player which is currently in the market. कोई भी नहीं है. So we felt this could be a great opportunity, and that was the reason we wanted to bring to all of you. So I'll take you through a short presentation, friends. Any questions you have, you keep writing in, and we'll take all your questions. I'll request Mayank if we can go on the next. Right. So like I mentioned, it's a platform for all the well-being services. So they're not just giving a solution to one service, but they want to create a big ecosystem जहाँ पे convenience is something which is the top priority, with the company. Now, even if you look at the startup ecosystem today, and if you look at all the companies, अगर आप unicorns की बात करते हैं, billion-dollar companies जो आज बन चुकी हैं, these are the companies which have come up with the innovative solution. When I say innovative solution, they have done one big thing, technology लेके आए traditional industries में. So technology they integrated with something which was as traditional as laundry. Laundry भी बहुत traditional business है. So companies like Dunzo हो गया, Big Basket हो गया, Zomato हो गया, what they're doing is not that we were not consuming vegetables. यानी कि हम सब्जियां नहीं खाते थे, grocery नहीं consume करते थे, but the way we have started consuming these things is only because of technology integration, and what it has done to customers like us is it has got convenience, and that's what we love, right? So this company is using technology to solve all the day-to-day problems. The company was founded in 2015, 7 years back. And now they're present in more than 40 countries across the globe, and they're based out of a small city called Valencia. So if I look at the group level, this is one part of the business that they're bringing to India, while there are other businesses also which they would eventually bring to India. And this is their anchor brand, Mr. Jeff, which is laundry, tech-based, laundry brand, convenience service provider. Next slide, please. So like I said, their entire business model has been around, making the life of the consumer easy. All the pictures that you see are of various other businesses, which at the group level, the company runs. And they're also in the business of coffee. And rather recently, they launched their Jeff Coffee, a small kiosk, model, which is relatively, coming at a very small investment, but great locations. Everything is tech enabled. Just at the click of your app, you can order your coffee. So they have both omni-channel presence, physical as well as through app. So that is one business they have. Laundry is another business. They are also in the business of fitness, where they run these fitness classes. Functional, इसमें equipment based नहीं है. These are very small on investment, again, hyper local businesses. And then they have business which is the beauty business, as they call. Another business which they entered very recently, I would say, and they've already started opening, which is Jeff Works, which is also their co-working workspaces, and which has locations in America and also in Europe. And that is another business which they are, expanding across the world. Next slide, please. So this is what the company has been. I'll run you through, what their journey has been in the last many years, and starting with maybe the founders themselves. So there are 3 founders in the company. If you can go on the next slide. So we heard him. We heard Eloy. He's the guy who started the business. It was his vision of starting a convenience company, technology company. And when they started the business, they were only tech platform that was integrating and maybe, bringing a lot of other services on their platform. But they felt if they had a robust platform, why should they not, even bring maybe a robust business to leverage the platform they had? So that was the brain child of Eloy. So he's the co-founder and the CEO of the company, taking care of all the operations. Edwin is the CTO. He's a tech head, leading all technical technology side of the business. And we have Ruben, who leads the entire marketing side of the business for all their group companies. Next slide. So this is the business, or I would say the journey of the company. And I personally feel very, this is very impressive story. And if you look at the year 2015 is when they had started. 2016, 1 year, they tried and they wanted to make the model successful before they wanted to venture in markets outside even Spain. So they started with subscription model, and subscription model is something which any company, especially अगर वो service company है, service business can never survive if you don't have subscribers, right? So the way that we consume services today, so there are two kind of I would say things that we consume. एक साइड पे सर्विस बिजनेस होता है, एक तरफ हमारा प्रोडक्ट बिजनेस होता है. जो आपका लाइफ साइकिल है टू कंज्यूम सर्विस इज मच हायर देन प्रोडक्ट. आप प्रोडक्ट कम यूज करते हो बट योर सर्विस साइकिल इज मच हायर, राइट? So they wanted to make it subscription centric, where you know how many consumers or how many households have subscribed to your model. And when you have subscription business, it also builds a lot of predictability in your business. आपको मालूम है कि ये 50 households हैं जो हर महीने लेते हैं. And then you have maybe 60 coming in the second month, 70 going in the third month, and eventually you will come to a certain number. Then have captured the entire vicinity. So they started the subscription model 2016, and after they had perfected that model and they knew it was successful, it is working, that's when they launched the franchising model. And once they did that, there was no looking back. On an average, agar aap unka pace dekhe, year on year, today they are present in about 42 countries very precisely. So last year they entered US also. But agar aap inka growth path dekhe, on an average, they have been adding 10 countries every year. हर एक साल में 10 कंट्रीज इन्होंने एंटर किया. एंड यू कैन इमेजिन द मेमथ टास्क इट माइट हैव बीन फॉर अ कंपनी. इवन इन इंडिया, आई नो लॉट ऑफ पीपल कांट इवन पेनिट्रेट वन कंट्री, एंड इंडिया इज वेरी लार्ज. बट गोइंग टू कंट्रीज व्हिच इज as big as America, Brazil, it takes some kind of talent and some kind of efficiencies which not every company has. So that's what their journey has been these 5 years ever since they started franchising. Next slide, please. This is what their presence looks like. So if you look at the highlighted portion, this is where they currently have their presence, which includes Europe, which includes Southeast Asia, Africa mein hai, Latin America mein hai, United States of America mein hai. So about 42 countries I would add, and there are more than 3,000 odd franchisees which they run. Like I mentioned, they have been adding about 80 to 100 franchise partners every month. It is not every year. अगर आप look at the fastest growing, जो भी आपको लगता है कि ये ब्रांड बहुत फास्ट ग्रो करता है या तो इंडिया में, इंटरनेशनली, look at any brand. So you can look at even a brand like Subway, which is a very, very old brand. They run about 49,000 odd franchises over the entire globe. And what they have achieved is only in a span of the last 4 odd years. So, and they have about 2 million users. ये सारे users जो यहाँ पे लिखे हुए हैं, these are subscribers. I would not say people just consuming one-time services, but these are regular subscribers who are consuming their services real time. Next slide, please. Now, this is interesting, and these are some awards. You can have a look at that, but I would only mention it. One of the awards which I am personally very impressed is a startup award which they got in the year 2017 by Google. So 2017 startup India is a very big startup nation, more than 100 unicorns. We're also maybe the only country which has the highest number of unicorns we have built in the last 4-5 years. So we have 100 unicorns in India, and you can imagine कितने startups हमारे पिछले 7-8 साल में आए होंगे. So in the year 2017, and this year also world has seen many startups across the world. So this company, Mr. Jeff, got amongst the many, thousands of companies, I would say, that came across in the world, the top 20 companies to be selected by Google to be awarded as the best startup in the world. And these are some other awards which the company has got, again, in technology, in marketing, in Indonesia. I think there's some awards which they've also won in Latin America. Next slide, please. Now they have a very great team, a very robust team, and I had an experience of interacting with the entire specialized team. I was there with the entire team, 2 weeks back, and I had an opportunity of meeting their entire heads and all their team back in Spain at their head office. And I would say I'm very impressed with the kind of knowledge they have, the kind of in-depth understanding they have on the industry also at large. And more than that, it is a very inclusive team. If you look at logos here, ye sare ke sare logos are the logos of the companies from where all their team at the headquarter has experience. So ye sab log Facebook mein, Uber mein, Nike, Grab, Coca-Cola, the experienced team has worked in all these companies. And not only they have experience working in Europe or Spain, I would say, they come with experience. So if you look at the overall team structure, there are more than 24 nationalities, so 24 nationalities work with this company, Jeff. So very inclusive team who has big exposure of working in some of the marquee brands, global companies we swear by, and also very inclusive team which has exposure of working across the world in different geographies. Next slide, please. And these are also some of the investors of the company. And this is again very important because anytime जब हम कोई भी company में investment करने की सोचते हैं, and especially if that company is funded, we also look back and see which are the companies, कौन-कौन सी company ने, किन-किन investors ने इन companies को invest किया हुआ है. That's how anybody looks at, the company. And this is what, I would say it's very important. And these are some of the credible, remarkable investors who, apart from the many other names, have invested in the company, including maybe, co-founder and CEO of Dr. Alia. We have, Coca-Cola Vice President investing, Airbnb, All Iron Ventures. They were rather leading the last funding round they did in the COVID period 2021. We have Kim Jung. He is the founder and CEO of NXT Corporation. Now, this is the biggest gaming company based out of Korea. Google kar sakte hain. So he's also an investor. He invests in growth stage companies. He's also running the biggest gaming company of Korea. So these are some of the credible companies who have invested in Mr. Jeff, which all together, puts a lot of credibility and also a lot of work which these people have put behind before they invested in Mr. Jeff. And I think I did miss out, the company is also raising their another round very shortly. So that should also be announced very soon. And one more thing, because we have the entire leadership, including Eloy, who's the founder of the company, visiting India for the very first time, while their leadership is somebody who has experience of Indian market. And one of the leadership is Javier, who actually is also the founder of the company called Presto. I don't know how many of you know the brand called Presto. So he's the one who founded the company and then sold the company. And he stayed in India for many, many years. So they have deep understanding also on the Indian market. So the entire leadership team and also the founder is visiting India in the first week of June. So if you have anybody, whom we are able to maybe present and you have an opportunity of meeting them in Delhi for a few days. So this is what their business model is all about. And I'll give you a brief also, on the model. Now, when we look at convenience today, that's a big priority with all consumers. Now, the era of the economy that we are living, I would call that a convenience economy. जो भी चीज हम consume करना चाहते हैं, करते हैं, वो सारा convenience centric है. So this company, the foundation, I would say, of Mr. Jeff, or maybe if I give you an example today, what LinkedIn is to professional network, and what Amazon is to e-commerce services, that is what Mr. Jeff is to personal services, day-to-day services, right? So anything which is touching your life is what, like I mentioned, the company wants to make it very, very easy. So Jeff developed a very unique value proposition where technology is connecting both the online and as well as the online world. A lot of companies talk about, they are hybrid, online भी हैं, offline भी हैं, but वो integrated नहीं होता, या तो online है, आप order कर सकते हो, but आप track नहीं कर सकते, optimization नहीं होता आपका, right? But they have a unique model where they actually have created a very good blend between, these two worlds, and the physical outlet blends very well with the technology-based solutions. That's where they're creating a, a differentiated edge for their customers. Now, when I look at a lot of players in this segment, agar globally bhi aap dekhiye, and if you have some examples, if you studied this market also, scaling up for many companies, many players, many brands has been very, very difficult. And today also, I told you more than 20 companies have been funded, more than 2 years back. But tell me, agar aapko is even in a country like India, अगर आप मुझे 10 नाम भी बता सकते हैं, national level पे presence है, you will not find maybe more than 1 or 2 names that comes to your mind. So scaling up for companies have been very difficult because of operational intensity of the business, and this operational intensity complexity is both back end as well as the front end, and that is what has been simplified by the company, where through the uniqueness they have they follow a full cycle approach, a very efficient full cycle approach, जहाँ पे आपका book होता है via app. You can even track, when your clothes is being picked up, to cleaning, to delivering. So the entire schedule जो है आपका सारा का सारा track हो सकता है, like you track that on Zomato. So the entire structure timeline can be tracked. So this is a solution which they're bringing by integrating technology, know-how, and the brand equity. And they are winning customers with convenience. So every investment that they have raised in these years, a larger part of that investment has actually gone in technology, and investment, when I say in customer or a consumer facing convenience, right? So everything which makes the life of a consumer easy is what the company is investing in. Next slide, please. So I'll tell you a bit about, I think I've covered this. So I'll go on the next slide. And these are, the integrated solutions which the company is offering. And we call that business in a box. So I'll go on the next slide, which talks about, what is business in a box. And look at these all solutions which the company offers. Technology ho gaya, support from the specialist team, marketing, opportunity that you have at hand, and the ecosystem overall which the company has created, makes this business very, very interesting. Now, business in a box is a group of all different solutions, and all these different solutions, they come together to give a holistic approach to run and operate this business. So, I'll give you a brief on all these elements, and starting with technology, which I would say is the unique proposition for this company and the only differentiator when it comes to a business opportunity like this. They're also company, when it comes to technology, in the world of technology, this company is used as a reference point. So this company would arm or maybe equip their franchise partners with technology. And this technology, I can vouch, I can bet, is not something which is available easily. It is, one, not available. Second, even if it is available, it is financially out of reach for any company to invest in this technology. And so every franchisee, like I mentioned, says they have a robust technology, integrate karta hai, but their technology is groundbreaking technology, and they're empowering, all their franchise partners to operate this 21st century business model. Otherwise, it is not possible for any company to operate and scale so faster. A company of this stature, which has these small units, ये कोई बड़े stores run नहीं कर रही हैं, कोई 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh square feet के stores नहीं है, which they can run across countries, right? It's a very small units, and they're operating more than 3,000 units across the globe. All that operational, ease and scalability could only happen because technology was very well integrated, in their business. And only those companies, you will all agree, are disrupting the industries which have invested in technology, and they're winning by offering not just convenience, I would say, but convenience at scale. कई बार क्या होता है कि यार टेक्नोलॉजी आपको एक लेवल तक आपको हेल्प कर सकती है, बट व्हेन यू हैव टू ग्रो एज अ कंपनी, व्हेन यू हैव टू क्रिएट वैल्यू फॉर योर स्टेक होल्डर्स and you want to scale across geographies, you have to have a technology which can help you scale and give convenience at scale to their end consumers. And also, technology will help you do a lot of things. Route optimization karta hai. It helps you make your logistics more efficient. It also helps you bring down cloth management error rates because everything is tracked. They also have a proprietary suite, which they call as Jeff Suite, inka ek administrative tool hai, which can help you or a franchisee automate a lot of tasks. So when I say a lot of tasks can be automated, you don't need a very big team to run and operate. It can help you track clients. It can help you even control all the payments. So the entire business model can be run or supervised via a mobile phone. And that's when I say the entire suite, is 100% online. Everything we can track. And rather, I had a session with the technology team last when I was there. And the way they have, integrated everything, even somebody who's come once to their system and they would know how many services they have taken, what services they have taken, what kind of, even you can even customize the kind of offer. अगर आपको लगता है कि आपके एरिया में अगर सिर्फ 20 ही ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको एक अलग तरीके का ऑफर जाना चाहिए, to that extent the technology is equipped to make all your even marketing very, very easy and customize these offering for your clients. Second, you get all the support from their team, both I would say backend at their at their head office in Spain, and plus Franchise India being a country developer, we would also work with the franchise partners in India. So there's a continuous guidance which the company gives, so their franchise partners are equipped with the the entire trainings, and they have an online training which is given to every franchise partner, while they would welcome anybody who wants to even go to Spain and take the training, but everything is online. You can take the training online. They would train you. They would also train your teams at the outlet. And so these partners who are supporting you from their head office would ensure that your entire I would say management of the store, business operations are made very, very easy. And all their SOPs will help you even analyze, where to improve your operations and store management. The third area is brand and marketing. And this is again, very, very important aspect, because in order to be able to see, my consumers, if they have to see me, I need to have a very robust, marketing. And this marketing again has two sides to it. One could be marketing, which the company anyways is doing at the global level. And they have been in news almost, every day there's something or the other which you can hear about the company. And the other is something which happens maybe at the country level, maybe India, and the other would be at the store level, jo store aap own karte hain, operate karte hain, uski local marketing. So the company, Mr. Jeff, would help you, in lot of parameters, which includes SEO optimization में आपको help करते हैं. Even Google your business metrics, they would advise you what to be done. Reputation management is something which the company also advises on, and they have all tools that can equip you to do all that. They help you with a lot of images. They have huge bank of images. Digital content बहुत है इनके पास, videos हैं, templates हैं. So you don't have to reach out to their company every time and tell them, oh, I'm doing a launch, help me with this. I'm doing another campaign, help me do that. I want to run some kind of referral program, help me do that. They give you all that stuff, and they even train you how to even customize that. So even your point of sales material, you know, what goes to end consumer, all that is something which is integrated and put in their marketing playbook. This marketing playbook also trains you on, you know, how to reach your audience, how to convert your audience, which is very, very important. I have not seen many companies teaching or training their partners how do you convert the audience, because the audience kahin na kahin ja raha hai. How do I get that, you know, conversion? So that's what a very strong and robust ecosystem which the company has, you know, created. So when you become a partner with Jeff, you become a partner with all their omni-channel ecosystem, which includes their web, which includes their application, which includes their physical stores. So all put together becomes a very strong ecosystem. And when I say a strong ecosystem, it also creates a strong entry barrier for any new competition to come, or maybe a potential entrant who might have to duplicate what they're doing, or maybe better, you know, the product which the company is offering. So this is what, you know, I had on this, and the next couple of slides will talk about what the opportunity is, kya size hame chahiye, kya investment isme lagta hai. So I'll quickly take on to that. Friends, if you have any questions, you please keep writing in. So I'll come on the financials also. So this is the market size globally. This is $181.4 billion. बहुत बड़ी market है, and this market, like I mentioned, is becoming very, very organized now, because a lot of business today is happening digitally, and everything that we are consuming अपने घर में जो आप consume कर रहे हो, आप acknowledge करोगे, आप agree करोगे कि everything is becoming digitalized. Everything that you're consuming today, सब आप digital, click of the finger, आप app download करते हो, सारी चीजें उस पे करते हैं. That's what the last 2 years have been all about. So this is the trend which, you know, they have captured about 34%. There has been an increase in online orders globally, and that's what puts a very big, you know, confidence on why this model would also be successful. Next slide, please. These are pictures of some of their stores. ये बहुत ही simple stores हैं. Not too much of capex goes in these stores. A very simple exterior, interior, जहाँ पे आपका बहुत ही simple सा flooring होगा. There's a reception desk. There is a, you know, rack on the back. Everything which is ready is placed on these racks. And इसके पीछे आपका सारा wet area होता है, जहाँ पे you place your machines and also your iron table. So facade is very simple. If you look at the facade also, ideally agar aapka glass facade, it helps, you know, attract investors or maybe, sorry, attract maybe your end consumers, but very simple branding, not too, you know, high on capex. Next slide, please. These are some of the suppliers which the company has, and these are all global suppliers, which is very important to note. And when you have global certified suppliers of a company which is supplying this to 40 countries, आप imagine कर सकते हैं किस स्केल पे उन्होंने negotiate कर रखा होगा, right? Because they're not running a franchisee in a country, they're not running a franchisee in Spain or Europe, they are running across various geographies, continents में run करते हैं. So the kind of negotiation they have done, I can bet no other company, especially these companies that you see, जिस rate पे उन्होंने negotiate कर रखा है, no other company would have negotiated. Even companies running 50 stores, 100 stores, 200 stores, 300 stores के पास भी वो rate नहीं होंगे जो Mr. Jeff के पास होंगे. So these are all global suppliers of the company, and all these global suppliers also are present in India, with whom the company has already negotiated, you know, what they want to offer to their partners, including Electrolux जहाँ पे machine आता है. Then we have Henkel हो गया आपका, they give you all detergents, chemicals, oily polish, so all detergents, chemicals come from these suppliers. Next slide, please. So the opportunity, what we have at hand is what I'll talk about. So this is what this is, and overall the area requirement is about 400 square feet, which is 40 square meter of space, which is needed for an outlet of this nature. And you don't need too many people. Like I mentioned, it's a very tech savvy, so you don't need more than 3 people. अगर मैं India की बात करती हूँ, even if you have a you know, team size of 3 people, it would work very well. Next slide, please. So overall, there are 3 services broadly which would come from Mr. Jeff. One is laundry, ironing, and laundry and ironing would contribute almost about your 80% of the business आपका यहीं से ही आएगा, and 20% would be wet cleaning and dry cleaning. So apart from dry cleaning, you know, the companies globally have also started wet cleaning, which is more hygienic. You know, अगर हम dry cleaning versus wet cleaning करें बात, and especially in the tier 1 locations, the customer also has got evolved. Rather वो आके पूछता है कि आप wet cleaning करेंगे कि नहीं. So that is also a technology which the company has. अगर आप थोड़ा बहुत investment machine, existing machine के अंदर एक equipment लगता है वो आप डालते हैं तो उसमें आप wet cleaning पे भी upgrade आप कर सकते हैं. So just a quick thing, it's a modern design like you see on the screen. 3 machines आपको चाहिए, washing machines, 3 आपको drying machines चाहिए, which is dryers, and then you have ironing table, only 1 ironing table that you need. So about 6 equipments you need, which is washing and drying, जिसमें आपकी कैपेसिटी 10-10 किलो की आपकी कैपेसिटी 2 मशीन्स की हो सकती है और एक आपका 16 किलो का आप कैपेसिटी वॉशिंग का हो सकता है. एंड देन यू नीड 1 आयरनिंग टेबल. हायर प्रोडक्टिविटी, बिकॉज ये जो बिजनेस है इसकी ट्रेडिंग आवर्स बहुत लंबे हो सकते हैं. व्हेन आई से ट्रेडिंग आवर्स, यू कैन इवन रन इट. इंडिया में जनरली लोग क्या, अगर आप 24 घंटे भी रन करना चाहते हैं आप रन कर सकते हैं इसको. These are all professional machines, but even if I take 11 hours of trading, you can do enough cycles and rotation with these 3 machines. So highly standardized है process. You don't need too many people. आपके सारे orders via app. तो आप इवन वर्कआउट कर सकते हैं आपके एक दिन में आप कितने रोटेशंस आप कर सकते हैं 3 मशीन्स के हिसाब से. This is also, like I mentioned, differentiated than many other businesses that run in maybe in your neighborhood because of technology. These are all on-demand services. So when I say on-demand, आप एक subscriber भी बन सकते हैं, and eventually all the people who are consuming these services would eventually become subscribers. But they also take orders which can be on demand, and they do all pick up and drop from your home. And a great offline integration and online integration, which I've talked extensively on. Next slide, please. So the business model and the financials that get involved in this is as follows, where we're looking at focusing these 11 cities which you see on the screen. जहाँ पे Delhi, NCR, Bangalore is our immediate priority. And also because I feel these 2 cities, and I would not say Hyderabad, Pune are less potential. These are all potential cities. And Delhi, NCR and Bangalore is something that would be priority for us to get in, where we want to make a good cluster of franchise partners in these 2 locations. And these 2 locations in the last couple of, I would say, weeks has also for us received a very good response. We are in discussion with some people from locations across maybe Delhi, I would say Bangalore se bhi kuch discussions hain, Hyderabad se bhi hain. So we're happy to discuss even if you are not in the first 2, but maybe the balance 9 cities, while first 2 would be our focus cities for us. When I say Delhi NCR, I am not looking at greater NCR. सोनीपत नहीं जा रहे हैं हम. So NCR would mean Ghaziabad, Noida, Gurgaon, Faridabad, and obviously Delhi that we want to focus on. And there are 2 opportunities we are talking about. One is unit franchise opportunity and the other is a master franchise. But our initial focus is to look at a unit partner जो एक single outlet own करेंगे और operate करेंगे, जिसमें area आपका 400 square feet का रहता है. Investment broadly आपका 25 लाख का investment है. And of which the breakup is very simple. 7 lakhs आपका investment रहता है franchise fees में. 3 से 4 लाख आपका store fit out cost रहता है. And we also have a company, fit out company, which would execute that for you in just 3 weeks time. 3 हफ्ते में आपका पूरा store up and running हो जाता है, which means आपका gestation time बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होगा. Generally, when you get a rent-free period, आपको तकरीबन 1 महीने का rent-free period companies दे देती है. But a lot of companies take time. But in India, we have signed up with one of the best firms, which can turn around a store in just about 3 weeks after it has been finalized. So 3 से 4 लाख आपका cost रहता है. And then we have equipment at about 13 to 15 odd lakhs, because हम एक machine की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. We need 3 machines and 3 dryers. lot of companies, and if I talk about छोटे छोटे ब्रांड जो आपके सिटी में आसपास भी होंगे, वो जनरली एक मशीन के ऊपर बात करते हैं, बट एक मशीन का थ्रूपुट बहुत छोटा होता है, बहुत कम होता है. एंड इफ यू हैव 3 machines, I can do justice with my investment, I can do justice with my time, and also I can do justice with the per square feet efficiency of the store. So 3 मशीन हम यूज करते हैं. एंड जो आपका इनिशियल स्टॉक होता है, जिसको मैं वर्किंग कैपिटल भी बोलूंगी, वो 2 लाख का आपका रहता है, जिसमें सारा आपका इनिशियल आपका डिटर्जेंट्स हो गए, आपकी सप्लाई होगी, बैग्स हो गए, ऑल दैट बिकम्स 2 lakhs ऑफ योर वर्किंग कैपिटल स्टॉक दैट यू नीड टू टेक along with it. Now very interesting to understand कि इसके operating margins इस business में comparatively बहुत ज्यादा हैं. And if you have to compare this with even I would say apple to orange, अगर मैं फूड का एग्जांपल दूं या रिटेल बेस्ड कंपनीज या रिटेल कंपनीज आई वुड से और प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनीज हैं, उसमें जो कॉस्ट ऑफ फूड है या कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स आपके होते हैं, दैट इज वेरी वेरी हाई. अगर फूड की बात करते हैं, वहां पे भी तकरीबन आपका 30-35% आपका सिर्फ कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड या कॉस्ट ऑफ फूड आपका रहता है. कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट इन कंपनीज रिटेल कैन इवन वेरी डिपेंडिंग कौन सी इंडस्ट्री है रिटेल में, बट वो भी तकरीबन आपका 40 to 75% इन सर्टेन केसेस आपका कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड रहता है. In this case, if you see your cost of consumable is very, very low, and that's where you have, big margins on. Just सॉरी, सो आपका कंज्यूमेबल कॉस्ट इज नॉट मच, से 5% है आपका, बट यू हैव बिग मार्जिन्स टू प्ले बिकॉज दिस इज सर्विस इंडस्ट्री, आपके मार्जिन्स आपके ज्यादा है इसमें। आपका रेंटल वुड बी अबाउट 20%। आपको कोई हाई रेंटल, बहुत हाई रेंटल वाली जगह नहीं चाहिए। इवन अ रेंटल ऑफ एनीथिंग बिटवीन आई वुड से 40,000 to 70,000 के बीच में अगर आपका रेंटल है, गुड इनफ। बट व्हाट यू नीड टू लुक एट इज नॉट अ एक्सपेंसिव लोकेशन, वी नीड टू बी इन द राइट नेबरहुड, यू नो, नेबरहुड होना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज अनलेस आई एम इन द राइट नेबरहुड या कैप्टिव ऑडियंस अगर राइट नहीं है, I might not be able to, have enough subscribers. So potential locations which have high rise, good neighborhood, and especially Bangalore has a very good, IT crowd, working professionals बहुत हैं. Even Delhi NCR, Gurgaon आपका हो गया. These are all good potential locations which has high rise locations. But a good captive neighborhood market, we don't have to be in the prime location. मुझे पहली street पे, high street पे होने की जरूरत नहीं है. I can be somewhere in the inside, maybe in the same vicinity, but I cannot have a high rental, a business. So not more than 20% आपका rental होना चाहिए. Salary again, cost is 10%, which is also low compared to many other businesses which requires too much of manpower at the outlet. The company takes a fixed royalty, जहाँ पे इनका amount बहुत fixed, it's a fixed amount, but if I have to translate that fixed amount, वो तकरीबन 7% होता है आपका. And then is the utility which is about 10%, जिसमें आपका इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हो गया, पानी हो गया, ये सारे आपके यूटिलिटी कॉस्ट में आपके आ जाते हैं. Now when I add all these expenses, आपके जो ऑपरेटिंग जो आपके ओवरऑल मार्जिन्स रहते हैं आफ्टर टेकिंग आउट ऑल दीज एक्सपेंसेस, अबाउट 45%. Now why I say this business is very very attractive, it might take you a month or two to get to your minimum number of subscribers to break even. But अगर आप इस बिजनेस में अगर आप 2.5-3 lakhs भी करना आप शुरू कर देते हैं, then also every month you can take back home easily 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees, because आपके margins इसमें बहुत interesting है. And once you have these people who start taking consumption of these services, फिर हर महीने आपने एक चीज पे फोकस करना है, how do I build and build my subscriber base, हर महीने कितने households हम और इसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं, that remains the focus. Next slide, please. So this is about unit financials. The other is area franchisee, where we're looking at partners in any of the 11 cities which you have seen. जहाँ पे master franchisee का right का जो approximate investment is about $50,000 is what it takes. But इसमें obligation is much beyond the investment that you bring in. अगर मैं $50,000 की बात करूँ, ये तकरीबन आपका 38-39 lakhs के आसपास आपका investment रहता है. But it is not just an investment, but we need somebody as a area franchisee जो एक्सपैंड करना जानता है अपनी टेरिटरी को, मार्केटिंग अंडरस्टैंड करता है, कैन हेल्प देयर फ्रेंचाइज पार्टनर्स, इज केपेबल ऑफ नॉट ओनली रनिंग एंड ऑपरेटिंग हिज ओन स्टोर बट आल्सो capable of supporting and expanding the network. So that's the profile of people that we need for an area franchisee, where every territory which has a potential of more than 25 locations is something that becomes my potential city to open a or award a area franchise area franchisee. So as an area franchisee, you need to own and operate one store. आपको अपने स्टोर के ऊपर 50% डिस्काउंट मिलता है फ्रेंचाइज फीस के ऊपर, which means जहाँ पे 7 लाख की फ्रेंचाइज फीस है, आपको सिर्फ 3.5 लाख ही पे करना है अपने स्टोर के लिए, तो आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट और कम हो जाती है, 3.5 लाख आपका कम हो जाता है, तो आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट इसमें और कम हो जाती है. एंड जो भी ऑनगोइंग रॉयल्टीज होती है वो भी आप 50% आप कम देते हैं, राइट. सो 50% इज व्हाट यू पे एंड 50% है आप अपने पास रखते हैं. Now, what you get by opening outlets under you is again a 50% share. जो भी franchises आपके नीचे आप खोलेंगे, उसका 50% share आपको मिलता है. तो तकरीबन 3.5 lakhs आप रखते हैं, 3.5 lakh goes to the parent company, which is Mr. Jeff. Similarly, all the royalty collection जो आप करते हैं, उसका भी 50 अपने पास रखते हैं, 50 goes to the parent company. And if I look at the opportunity to make money in an area franchisee, this is big. अगर मैं सिर्फ 25 centers ही लगाऊं, while Delhi would have an option, कम से कम 75 to 100 stores alone Delhi can take. But अगर मैं 25 का ही number देखती हूँ and 25 stores multiplied by 3.5 lakhs as your share, this alone becomes about 88 lakhs of return only on the franchise fees. इसके ऊपर अगर मैं लगाऊं आपका रॉयल्टी पे क्या रिटर्न आएगा, दैट इज आल्सो इक्वली सेम अमाउंट, बिकॉज आपके एग्रीमेंट्स 5 साल के लिए साइन होते हैं, हर महीने आप रॉयल्टी रिटेन करते हैं, प्लस अ फ्रेंचाइज पार्टनर मास्टर फ्रेंचाइजी आल्सो रिटेन सम मार्जिन ऑन एनी काइंड ऑफ products that you are delivering. So all that becomes a part of the revenue stream for an area franchisee. So then this is what we had for today, and very quickly I'll recap this opportunity for all of you. अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है आपको बिजनेस मॉडल को लेके, अपनी लोकेशन को लेके, जिस सिटी में आप शुरू करना चाहते हैं, आप प्लीज लिखिए हमें. We'll put our number also. I'll request Mayank if he can also put his number, email ID, and we'll request friends to reach out to us, and we are more than happy to discuss in detail. And just quickly recapping, सबसे पहले This is a franchise model which is proven, it is tested. कोई पहली बार ये नहीं हम शुरू कर रहे हैं. It is global brand present in 42 countries across the globe. Second, they have a very big technology play which makes the business highly scalable, right? So that's very important to note. Third, हम एक नई market create नहीं कर रहे. We are creating only maybe a shift of the existing market, because या तो existing market कहीं ना कहीं कंपटीशन में जा रही है या कोई अनऑर्गेनाइज प्लेयर के पास जा रही है. सो आपको नया कस्टमर क्रिएट नहीं करना, अपने एग्जिस्टिंग मार्केट को ही शिफ्ट करना है टू सर्विसेज. फोर्थ, आई वुड से इट हैज टू प्लेस. आपके पास B2B प्ले भी है, इसमें B2C प्ले भी है, एंड ये दोनों टारगेट ऑडियंस आपके एस्टैब्लिश्ड है. B2C ऑब्वियसली वुड बी योर हाउस होल्ड, बट अगर आपके पास कोई B2B भी है, इफ यू आर एबल टू टाई विद सम आई वुड से होटल्स, मोटल्स अराउंड वेयर यू स्टे, दैट कैन ऑल्सो एड टू योर इनकम स्ट्रीम. Next, you also have integrated services जिसमें आपका wet cleaning है, against just dry cleaning which most of the companies would offer. Next, this is a subscription based model जहाँ पे आपका predictability है of your cash flows, and you also would know what kind of subscribers would give you what kind of throughput every month. So subscription model, like I mentioned, works fantastically well in a business model like this. And lastly, जो ये model है, ये hyper local model है. ये नहीं हो सकता कि दिल्ली में मैं एक destination में खोलूंगी. I need to be very closer to where my end consumer is. So every 2-3 kilometers, or maybe I would say 3 kilometers, there is a potential of opening one laundry outlet. And I call this business as a business which is idiot proof. ये complex बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. आपके low operating expenses हैं, and I would say it is also on your capex, which is initial investment. It is very very competitive, but आपके operating खर्चे बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है, right? Your rental आपका capped है. आपका दो फिक्स्ड एक्सपेंस होते हैं, एक आपका रेंटल एक्सपेंस होता है, दूसरा आपका एक्सपेंस है which is fixed. In this case is maybe your manpower. बाकी सब आपका वेरिएबल है, which is material जितना यूज होगा, जितना आपका सेल होगा. Rest everything is variable. So if you control one cost, which is your rental, we get the locations at good cost. आपका operating margins are big compared to many other categories or industries like I talked about. So this was what we had to present to you today, friends. If you're keen to explore more, get more information on the business model, do let us know. We'll leave our details with you on this chat box. आप देख सकते हैं इसमें, and you can reach out to us. I will also put my email ID. You can WhatsApp as well. So thank you, friends. Before I leave, I'll request Priyank, if you have any last message for all of them. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining this excellent opportunity. I just would like to tell you, I hope we've been discussing this with some of you, and would like to take more questions in terms of understanding the product, margin and services. So it's a fantastic opportunity, and look forward to speaking to you, to everyone. Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, friends. Have a great week ahead and a great evening.